You're listening to Historical Perspectives with Mr. Malt. Learn about life by looking at our history. Teachers, for more information about historical perspectives, search Mr. Malt's Marketplace on Teachers Pay Teachers or at mrmaltmarketplace.com. Happy learning!
How the printing press changed the way news was shared. A long time ago, people didn't have phones, TVs, or even computers to get news. The only way to share news was by talking or writing it down by hand. This took a long time and made it hard to spread ideas quickly. But then, something amazing happened that changed everything. A man named Johannes Gutenberg created a machine called the printing press. It made it much easier to share news, messages, and ideas with many people. Who was Johannes Gutenberg? Johannes Gutenberg was a clever man who lived in Germany over 500 years ago. He was born around the year 1400 in a town called Mainz. Gutenberg grew up in a time when there was no easy way to make books or share written information. Everything had to be written by hand using ink and quills. Can you imagine how hard it would be to write a whole book this way? Gutenberg had a big idea. He thought there had to be a faster way to make copies of books and papers. Around 1440, he built the first printing press. His invention worked like this. He used small metal letters to make words. He could arrange these letters to form sentences, dip them in ink, and press them onto paper. It was like making a stamp. This was called movable type, and it made printing much faster than writing by hand. How did the printing press change things? Before the printing press, books were rare and very expensive. Only rich people or important churches could afford them. Regular people often didn't have any books at all. This also meant that only a few people had access to new ideas and knowledge. The printing press changed everything. With Gutenberg's machine, it became much cheaper to print books and papers. Books could be made quickly, and more people could have them. Newsletters, letters, and later newspapers could also be printed and shared with more people than before. For the first time, lots of people could learn about new ideas and events happening far away. One of the first big projects Gutenberg printed was the Bible. It was called the Gutenberg Bible and was very important. Before this, most people couldn't read the Bible because so few copies existed. Thanks to Gutenberg, the Bible and other books could reach people in different towns and countries. How did news travel faster? The printing press helped news travel farther and faster. Before the printing press, news often got lost or changed as people told it from mouth to mouth. Printing made it possible to share the same news with everyone at the same time without errors. Imagine if your teacher gave a message to one student, and that student whispered it to another, and so on. By the end, the message might be mixed up. Printing stopped this problem. Printers started creating pamphlets, posters, and later newspapers, which shared important events. For example, news about kings and trade and battles and even new inventions could be printed and sent to cities and villages across Europe. This helped people stay informed and understand what was happening in the world. Why does the printing press still matter? The printing press changed the world in a big way. It helped people become smarter, learn new things, and share ideas. It was also the start of how we get news today. Even though we now use phones and TVs and the internet, the printing press was the first step towards sharing information with many people. Johannes Gutenberg's invention made history. Without it, schools and libraries and newspapers might look very different today. Next time you read a book or learn something new, remember the printing press and the smart man who made it all possible.
Thanks for listening to this Historical in Perspective. If you enjoyed this episode, be sure to subscribe. Also, search for Historical Perspectives on Teachers Pay Teachers to learn more about other topics, such as the Golden Gate Bridge, Henry Ford, schools in the early 1900s, and so much more. Happy learning!